Which of the oldest banks do you know that still operates today? The world's oldest banks still in business are often some of the most prestigious financial institutions with a reputation and customer base built over centuries. In this video, let's take a look at the oldest banks in the world that are still operating and their origins. But first, please like and subscribe to this channel, and then sit back and relax. 1. Monte dei Paschi di Siena Bank. Banca Monte dei Paschi di Siena is the oldest bank in the world still in operation. It was founded in 1472 as a pawnshop, a charity where poor people used to go to have access to loans with reasonable interest rates, and in exchange, they would offer valuables as collateral. In this way, they could avoid going to exploitative lenders. Later, in 1624, this institution was founded in its current form, and with the unification of Italy, the bank expanded its business throughout the Italian peninsula and is currently the fourth largest commercial bank in Italy. The Italian bank Monte Paschi di Siena, MPS, announced a capital increase worth 5,000 million euros to strengthen its financial position and improve the quality of its balance sheet after the poor results of the stress test and receiving the recommendation of the European Banking Authority, EBA, to reduce its loan portfolio at risk of non-payment by 27,700 million. 2. Berenberg Bank. Berenberg, Gosselaar & Co., commonly known as Berenberg Bank, is a full-service multinational investment bank headquartered in Hamburg. It was founded by the Berenberg family and is the oldest merchant bank in the world. The bank has operated continuously since 1590 and is still partially owned by members of the Berenberg-Gosselaar family. It has around 1,600 employees, and in addition to its headquarters in Hamburg, it has a significant presence in London, Zurich, Frankfurt, and New York, and 11 more offices in Europe, America, and Asia. Their logo is a stylized version of the combined coat of arms of the Berenberg and Gosselaar families. 3. Child & Co. Founded in 1664, it is the oldest bank in the United Kingdom, predating even the Bank of England, and the third oldest bank in the world. It is the oldest independent financial institution in the UK, with its roots going back to a London goldsmith's business in the late 17th century. During its more than 350-year history, Child & Co. has attracted a select client base that includes Oxford University, the London School of Economics, and many other institutions and companies. Sir Francis Child, who named the bank after her, was a goldsmith, banker, and jeweler who lent jewelry to Queen Mary for her coronation in 1689. 4. Bank of Sweden. Famous for its beautiful scenery and strong economy, Sweden raises expectations for those who move to the country. So if you are planning to make your home in this Scandinavian nation, it is advisable to open your account with a Swedish bank. Called Riksbanken by the Swedes, it is the central bank of Sweden and the oldest central bank in the world, in charge of minting the coins and notes of the Swedish krona. The Bank of Sweden was established in 1668 and was administered under the direct control of the Riksdag, the institution that was the highest authority in Sweden alongside the king. Interestingly, this was the second central bank of Sweden. The first one was run by the king, and its mismanagement led to bankruptcy. Due to this, the new Central Bank of Sweden was established and run without the king's interference. 5. C. Hoare & Co. Founded in 1672 by Sir Richard Hoare, C. Hoare & Co. is one of the oldest banks in history that still operate today. His descendants are still involved in his business today, and his family still owns the bank. Even though it is a small bank in comparison to today's international corporations, it concentrates on addressing the banking needs of the very wealthy in its specific specialty, a small but discerning clientele, many of whom have been patrons for decades. 6. Metzler Bank. Metzler Bank began as a simple cloth trading business in Frankfurt founded by Benjamin Metzler in 1674. As is the case with several banks on this list, Metzler Bank has been continuously and solely owned by the founding family since its founding. Originally from Saxony, Benjamin Metzler moved to Frankfurt in 1671, attracted by the commercial activity of the city, one of the largest commercial centers in Europe for hundreds of years. There he worked for a few years as a bookkeeper in a tailoring business before establishing his own business. Around 1760, the company's transition to a full-fledged bank was completed. 7. Barclays. Barclays is one of the largest multinational banks in the world and one of the best known. It began as a goldsmiths banking business established in London by John Freem and Thomas Gould in 1690. The name Barclays became associated with the business in 1736 when Freem's son-in-law, James Barclay, became a partner. In the early 1900s, Barclays began to expand its business by acquiring small English banks and continues to do so today. It is organized into 4 main businesses: personal banking, corporate banking, wealth management, and investment management. It is also a long-standing sponsor of the Premier League, a collaboration that began with the 2003-04 season. 8. Coutts. Coutts is another prestigious London-based bank dating back to the 17th century. Originally a goldsmiths bank, it was founded by a Scotsman named John Campbell. After Campbell died in 1712, the business was left to his family, and years later his granddaughter Polly married a merchant and banker named James Coutts. When both Polly and her father died in 1760, the bank and most of the Campbell fortune remained in the hands of James, who named the bank after him. Until the 20th century, Coutts was a bank for the nobility and landowners. Today it serves a broader and more diverse range of clients, such as businessmen, artists, athletes, and executives. 9. Bank of England. The Bank of England was founded as a private bank in 1694 and was owned by shareholders from its founding in 1694 until its nationalization in 1946. It is the model on which most modern central banks have been based. It is the custodian of the official gold reserves of the United Kingdom and 30 other countries. Estimates suggest that the vault could contain up to 3% of the gold mined throughout human history. The bank's headquarters have been in London's main financial district, the City of London, on Threadneedle Street, since 1734. 10. Bank of Scotland. The Bank of Scotland is based in Edinburgh and was founded a year after the founding of the Bank of England, albeit as a very different institution. It is not a central bank. It is a commercial bank set up by the Scottish government to support Scottish businesses. It was one of the first banks in Europe to print its banknotes and continues to print sterling banknotes thanks to legal agreements some UK banks have that allow the Bank of Scotland and 2 other Scottish commercial banks to issue coins and notes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, the subscription button, and the notification bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded from this channel. Please share your thoughts about the 10 oldest banks in the world that are still operating in the comment section below. Thank you.